Well, hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. It's 4:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, y'all. Every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back, y'all. All right, good to see you. Who missed me yesterday? I think a few people. I don't know why this is glitching out, guys. I did a vertical and a horizontal stream that YouTube now has set up. All right. So I'm in California. As y'all know, I'm in Cali, baby, born and raised in California. All right. I'm at Pacific Standard Time and it's 4:03 p.m. I know a lot of people missed me because I got a bunch of text messages and emails. Jay, are you okay? Well, guess what, guys? Let me just tell you something. Salute to the veterans. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. Come on in, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. All right, Dahlia, thank you so much for sending the love and going towards our goal. All right, and yeah, I can see that Kathy from uh, Great Britain or anywhere else that's not in the United States is probably past midnight, or maybe y'all are in the future. All right. So good to see you, Kathy, Vanessa, Melissa. Good to see you in the beginning so I can shout you out. Monique, Rosie, Shy Turtle. Good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people messaged me and were concerned for me yesterday. I appreciate the concern, but just always assume if I'm not live streaming, I'm probably having fun somewhere, right? That's my life. My life, I try to have the best time that I can with whatever I'm doing. So that's what I was doing. I was having fun this weekend, hanging out with the fam. Nikki, thank you for being a member for 11 months. Next month, a year. And we're coming up on 2 years in February. Mid February, we'll be doing 2 years guilty of crime. And I'm sure we're going to hit 30,000 before that. So let's do that. Let's get some giveaways. We've got ornaments, we've got new merchandise and properly priced. Sherlock Homegirl, best YouTube channel. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for being here and helping towards our goal by being a member for 4 months and keeping up that subscription because that's what helps keep the channel going. So, all right, guys, you guys know what the drill is. Okay, listen, I believe, and I'm going to tell you, I personally believe at this time that Melodee Buzzard is alive. Now, you guys rarely hear that come from my mouth. You rarely hear me say somebody is alive and here's what's going on. Okay. Most of the time, you guys hear me, Jay from Guilty of Crime, getting out the statistics and saying, okay, after 48 hours and then 72, the likelihood of someone being alive is gone. All right. But in this case, my personal belief is that Melodee Buzzard is alive. Her mother, Ashlee, has done this before. And her accuser says she's in Utah, which brings me to a funny story. If you guys don't know why Ashlee was arrested for freaking doing what she may be doing to her daughter or where her daughter may be locked up at. All right. And I'm going to tell you, now, her mother, Ashlee, was arrested last week. And the funny story is, it's not so funny. The funny story is, it's total unrelated charges for trying to keep this man captive. Now, why would this woman try to keep this man captive if she, okay, I'll get into that, but you rarely hear me say, normally it's is Melodee Buzzard sold? Is Melodee Buzzard alive? In my opinion, as of today, yes, Wendy, Ashlee, in my opinion, with all the stuff that's happened to her in the past, I guess you can call that psycho. I mean, she's shaved her head off before and went buck wild like Britney Spears, right? So we can compare Melodee's mom to that of Britney Spears and her crazy shave your head off, shave your hair, and just go buck wild. All right. So, yeah, she's done that. All right. I hope I'm not freezing up too much. This new YouTube thing is a little bit wonky. It's got me streaming vertical and horizontal, and I'm not sure how well it's working. All right, so let's get into it so I can explain to you what she's done before, the fact that she was holding somebody captive on November 6th and it wasn't her daughter. All right. I think a lot of you guys are like, yes, her mom got arrested, but why? And you thought, well, she didn't produce her daughter in 72 hours. So that makes sense. But that's not what happened, my friends. And what we're talking about today is my opinion. I'm going to tell you why I think Melodee Buzzard is still alive, where she might be, and why I think this is the case. All right. And we got a lot to get into today. So, Dawn, Grandma 3, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I had many other episodes ready for today, but I had to dive into this one because, well, all of you guys have been asking me for it. And it's very, very, very important that I keep you guys up to date on this case and all of them. All right. So, let's jump into Ashlee Buzzard's accuser says Melodee may be alive. Missing Melodee Buzzard possibly alive in Utah? What? What does that even mean? Oh, we're going to get into what that means, my friends. And it's good to see everybody, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Everything that you do, I appreciate it. All right. Yes, regulars on the phone and the TV, and vertical as if you're watching on your phone. So I just wanted to try the new YouTube option and see if we can get some new guilty of crime crew people in here. All right. Now, I have a goal up. I don't know how long the goal is going to last on this stream, but just know that we've got 2 towards our goal. We need about 8 more, either memberships, super chats, super stickers, or gifted memberships in order to support the channel. All right. I appreciate you. It's weird. Vertical on the phone, horizontal. I can't access live on my laptop. So yes, I'm trying to give y'all all the options. Hello, Angel of Light. Good to see you, my love. I love seeing you in chat. You're just a pleasant person. All right. Now listen. What does this even mean? Missing Melodee Buzzard possibly alive in Utah? Mother's accuser. What are we even talking about? Now listen, today, guys, it's 11/11. It's November 11th. And you know how we do when we do 11/11 or 1/11, whatever, right? And yes, welcome all the mods. Thank you for everything you guys do every day. I see Synth in here. And I might have seen Foxy. I don't see Tiff yet, and I don't see Carly. Let me know if y'all are in chat. All right, listen up here. So what is Jay from Guilty of Crime going on about now? Okay, there's Tiff and there's Foxy. So everybody's here today. Yay. We're getting to the holiday time, y'all. So let's remember all the cool stuff that we have and things that we're going to do, hopefully together. Now, listen, the reason Ashlee was arrested in the first place last week was not because she didn't produce Melodee. It's because a man that was helping her, she decided to hold captive. A man accused Melodee Buzzard's mother of false imprisonment. All right. Says that he believes the missing California girl, Melodee Buzzard, could be alive. Tyler Brewer told News Nation that Ashlee Buzzard started acting erratically. Now, this is very relevant for what she's done in the past. She's also left state to make sure that people can't adopt her daughter, Melodee. On November 6th, which is 5 days ago, this man, Tyler Brewer, visited Ashlee Buzzard to help her search and get through finding her daughter. All right. So November 6th, he visited Ashlee in the house. And Ashlee, she allegedly accused him with working with law enforcement to return 9-year-old Melodee with the father's family. So now she's paranoid. Now, Melodee's father died in a motorcycle crash when she was an infant, but Melodee's aunt previously said on Crime Stories that the paternal family had not seen Melodee in years. Now, when eventually she allowed Brewer to leave, Brewer filed charges against Melodee's mom on Friday, and she was arrested for false imprisonment, guys. You tell me why a woman would imprison a man that came there to help. Did she tell him too much? And in my opinion, she did. In my opinion, she told him way too much. And then she tried to imprison him. Imagine that. Right. And when you see the guy and you see the private eye and you see all this stuff, you're like, what is this crazy mom doing? I don't think she took the life of her daughter. I think Melodee is out there and I think Melodee's alive. All right. Kathy, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership for our friends. And the second one for our friends, please thank Kathy if you got a gifted membership. All right, so this gets wild. It gets more wild every time I freaking turn it on. All right, if it's true she's alive in Utah, absolutely she's in danger. I am not on this stream to just hear myself talk. So let's say it's 11:11. Let's say a prayer that we bring Melodee Buzzard home, because the longer she's missing, the more in danger she's absolutely in. Carolina Hurtado, good to see you. All right, Kalisa, I think she's alive and well too. I think it gets more dangerous the longer she's out there. All right, so let's keep going. So I've got a lot to share with you guys today. Now, listen, Brewer reported that Melodee could be in Utah. Now, we'll look at the map after. Also, they brought up Colorado and parts of Colorado that I know all too well, like Grand Junction, Colorado. Mom, does Grand Junction, Colorado ring a bell? Don't say anything about who lives there or what, Mom, but Grand Junction, Colorado was one of the places that she possibly stopped. And Mom, you know that town all too well. We all know that town all too well. That's not a town that you just go to for no reason if you don't know somebody. All right. That is not a town you go to if you don't know somebody. Now, listen, Brewer, the person that she imprisoned, said that Melodee could be in Utah, adding that Ashlee told him that she added that Ashlee Buzzard, that she told him where she left Melodee at, but he doesn't know if it's true. Now, Brewer, the one that she imprisoned and the reason Ashlee is arrested, said that since 2014, Ashlee Buzzard has been paranoid and began checking on her after the news regarding Melodee's disappearance. He described her as paranoid, but not afraid that they're going to arrest her or find the daughter. Paranoid that they're going to find out where Melodee is. Now, Ashlee's currently behind bars. She'll be in court tomorrow. She's on $100,000 bail. They don't want her out at all. Okay, so you can see the security footage there and you see their demeanor, you see their faces, guys. It doesn't look like she's afraid to me. None of these pictures that are in that car rental place show me that Melodee Buzzard was ever afraid for her life whatsoever. All right, none at all. Now, her mom is looking quite different in these pictures, wearing wigs. I enhanced these photos and it's wild. Okay, we know about the license plate. We know about all this. Now, listen, Melodee was last seen October 9th. They changed the date from October 7th to October 9th between Colorado and the Utah border on a return route. Now, somewhere along that route is where we know Ashlee was no longer with Melodee, and that's where that part of the story ends. But that doesn't end there. I just want to show you something real quick with the map, and we're not going to watch that just yet, but I want you, where did that map go? I just want you to see that map before we get into any of it. All right, at risk. Again, she's at risk. Missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. That is the route from California, Lompoc, California, through Rancho Cucamonga, California, through Vegas, through St. George, Utah, all the way up into Green River, Utah, where they were seen. Now, she absolutely needs to stay in jail until Melodee is found. And when you hear about the guy that she tried to imprison, she tried to kidnap this dude. Why did she try to kidnap this dude? What does he know that she doesn't want us to know? Now, Queen AR says Ashlee has a hearing tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow's Wednesday. No bond. She's not going to have money for it anyway. If she gets out, then no consequences or answers for Melodee. They need to find her. Never found baby Emmanuel. And yeah, I get that. And that's why we're on it. And that's why it's so very important, guys, that we stay close to all the twists and turns. Now, this is episode for me. This is my 7th episode on this particular case. Every time I think that we're going to get to a new case, something happens in this case that I cannot escape from reporting on. Right now, the search is escalating. These are all new information. 1111, say a prayer that we find Melodee Buzzard alive and well. In my opinion, she is alive and well as of right.
No? What are you? Pumpkin scooper duper?
Yeah.
Silly. Ew, gross. Let's see it.
All right, we continue to follow the deepening mystery. Where is 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard? She has been missing for a month. She was last seen taking a road trip with her mother, Ashlee.
And when you see all these pictures, folks, she's like a baby in these pictures. But when you see her in the surveillance, and I assure you guys, that is her in the surveillance. The last episode I ran, many of you people we agreed to disagree that it wasn't even Melanie in that surveillance at all. That is, in fact, Melodee Buzzard that was in that car rental place and was spotted after October 7th on October 9th. All right. She is so grown now. And Mama Pearl, you tell me what baby guilty your granddaughter looked like at age 7 versus age 9 and now 11. And they grow so fast. That is not what she looks like anymore. She's grown and she's stretched out. All right, do me a favor, guys. We have 201 people. It's 11:11. Say a prayer that Melodee Buzzard is brought home safe. I think she's alive. Typically, I don't, but it's very important that we get this out there so that we can look at Colorado and Utah and find out and get some leads and get this guy to talk.
Buzzard in early October. Now, this is a map of their road trip. It outlines where investigators are zooming in after Melodee's mom returned home, but without her daughter. And in a shocking twist, Ashlee Buzzard was later seen tearing down missing posters of her own daughter. Police say she has not been cooperative in the.
And listen, guys, we never got into this. I never showed you on my channel her pulling the posters down, but what it says in her demeanor and her body language and the way that she tried to literally kidnap this dude, what it tells me is that she's trying to hide where her daughter is. All right. There's no other reason. And I'm surprised she didn't do something more severe to this man.
Investigation to find Melodee. And now Ashlee is behind bars, but it's in connection to a different case. The criminal complaint accuses her of, quote, violating the personal liberty of a man named Tyler Brewer. That's a name that has not
That's
surfaced
crazy,
in
right?
this case before.
What?
The complaint says the crime happened on Thursday, November 6th.
That's
Ashlee was
wild.
arrested the very next day. So the arrest leaving us with more questions than answers. And Nancy Lou, live for us there in California. Nancy, what do we know about Tyler Brewer?
Well, Nicole.
All right, so now you're going to find out about the dude that she literally imprisoned and tried to kidnap. What? What woman would kidnap a grown dude that was over there trying to help you find your daughter and then you get paranoid? Are you working with cops? What? This is the wildest story that I've seen in some time. All right. Jay, would you agree to take financial responsibility for a child that is not even your own? Absolutely. I have already several times. So, yes, I don't know where her mom worked, but yes, I've taken financial responsibility for several children that are not even my own. So, the answer is 100% unequivocally yes. I don't know if that's the right answer that you wanted, but the answer is yes. All right. But that's just me. I know, Chris QT. Yes. And mom, you have as well. All right. My mom takes care of all the children. Doesn't matter if you're biological, you gave birth. My mom doesn't care. She just loves. And that's where I got that from. All right. Foxy with the 420 gifted membership. Thank you. Please thank her if you receive that. All right. Now we're going to get into this wild arrest that happened due to her trying to kidnap her freaking friend. And remember his name because you're going to hear it a lot more. Tyler. All right. Tyler. Like Maddie's dad.
Well, Tyler Brewer, he is not doing any.
Oh, come on.
He is an acquaintance of Ashlee Buzzard, who had recently been coming over here to her Lompoc home to check on her and to try and help in the search for Melodee. But during a visit on November 6th, Brewer claimed.
Look at that's them, guys. I just wanted you to see that on my channel. That mom has lost a significant amount of weight, which tends to happen when you're having a PTSD episode or mental and emotional breakdowns. Many people will lose weight rather than gain weight. And you can see the mom slimming down, and you can see that's Melodee, my friends. And you can see that Melodee has a smile on her face. And in many of the frames, Melodee doesn't look distressed whatsoever. All right. So I want you guys to at least kind of feel good about that portion of it.
That Buzzard became visibly distressed after sharing information she apparently regretted disclosing. Brewer suspects Melodee is somewhere in Utah and claims Buzzard told him where the 9-year-old was dropped off and with who, but he is providing no further details. He's also
come on,
Ashlee's mental history and behavior. He's not sure what she told him is even true. Buzzard faces a felony charge of false imprisonment.
All right, and remember, guys, she did not get arrested for not producing her daughter. She got arrested for this man trying to help her and her getting paranoid and trying to lock him in. What did mom do with Melodee? Well, that's what we're talking about right now. This man says she's in Utah. Right. And they're not giving us all of the information because they don't want to mess up the investigation.
For allegedly preventing Brewer from leaving her home by blocking the front door and engaging several locks. He felt threatened since a box cutter was nearby, but he eventually made it out and reported what happened.
And that you guys might have seen some of those box cutters and locked him up. Yes, lock him up too for not telling, but we don't know the circumstances just yet, but you can see the documents being filed in this case that has nothing to do with where is Melodee. Where's Melodee Buzzard, Ashlee?
Law enforcement. Now, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office has not yet commented on the information relayed by Brewer, but the department has repeatedly noted that Ashlee Buzzard has not cooperated with their investigation.
We believe that she would know where Melodee is, and we asked her where Melodee is, and we're not getting a sufficient answer there. But detectives are continuing to try to keep that door open and continually give opportunity.
And guess what? I do think that they were tailing her. When I say tailing her, they were following her, keeping her in their sight and trying to figure out who she's calling, where she's going, who's the people she talks to when she doesn't talk to the family. And sorry, there's a vertical going on and a horizontal. That's YouTube's new feature. So we'll get it right, Foxy. I mean, it's a new feature. We're trying it. It is what it is. And yes, make a Brewer talk. Absolutely. Let's keep going. We got a lot today because what? Locks, chains, box cutters, threats, imprisonment, locking people up. She's done this before. And that happened to her at 9 years old as well. All right.
To learn where Melodee is.
And Ashlee Buzzard is due in court tomorrow on the felony charge as the search continues for Melodee, with an apparent likely focus over in Utah. Nicole?
All right, Nancy Lou live for us there in California. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, listen, false imprisonment. I mean, I'd have to look up why they call it false imprisonment, but we know that it's not letting somebody leave. Okay, so false imprisonment, what are the circumstances involved? I don't have the documents that they just showed. I looked for them, but false imprisonment is just keeping somebody somewhere where they don't want to be. Again, Ashlee Buzzard's accuser says daughter Melodee may be alive November 11th, and they go into, could Melodee Buzzard be alive in Utah? Tyler Brewer, who filed charges against Buzzard on Friday, told News Nation that she revealed where Melodee is. And listen, guys, look at that, where Melodee is and who she was left with. So right now, law enforcement knows that Tyler has given them a location in Utah and a person's name that she left him with. Now, This could be a whole Lori Vallow diversion where she's lying and she just wants to keep lying and throw him off. Or she really could have told him where and who Melodee was with and then decided to not let him leave so that he couldn't tell. Now, he did not share any further details on her whereabouts with News Nation, except to say he suspects the girl is in Utah. Brewer also shared concern about whether Buzzard told him was true, given her state of mind and recent behavior, y'all. All right. Brewer told News Nation that he knew Buzzard through a friend since 2014. So he's known her for 11 years. He said he had been coming over to Buzzard's Lompoc, California home to check on her since the case of her missing daughter was publicized. Now, Ashlee Buzzard's false imprisonment charge, on Friday, she was arrested and charged with a felony false imprisonment, which authorities said was unrelated to the disappearance of her daughter. All right. So listen, in the criminal complaint, Buzzard is accused of violating the personal liberty of Brewer. So hopefully you guys understand it a little better. When you're violating someone's personal liberty to leave, to go, you could take somebody's keys and then lock the door and not let them out. And that can be false imprisonment, but it's also a felony. And they gave her $100,000 bond. So I don't suspect she's getting out for anything. Angie, welcome to the crime crew. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad you love the channel. Callie says, I'm wondering if Ashlee became involved in a cult and handed Melly. You know, when we're talking about Utah, that's a possibility, Callie. In Utah, that's totally possible. All right, come on in, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, get your memberships, all that stuff, and support the channel. We have 222 people in chat. Say a prayer that Melodee Buzzard gets brought home safe. She doesn't look like that anymore, folks, by the way. All right, she does not look like that. Now, the criminal complaint, she violated his personal space, personal liberty to leave. All right. The manner in which the crime was carried out indicated planning, sophistication, or professionalism, which is wild. Meaning, guys, Ashlee has done this before. Now, Buzzard is going to be in court tomorrow afternoon to face the felony charge. In the interim, she remains in jail in Santa Maria area. We still don't have Melodee. Now, Brewer alleges Buzzard became acting irrationally on October 6th, guys. He was visiting her home on 5 days ago and accusing him of working with police and the paternal side to take Melodee away from her. Right? He said that Buzzard kept shutting her eyes, guys, and making fists. And then she blocked the door, preventing him from leaving. She then slammed the front door and engaged 4 locks on that door. He said she eventually let him leave, and he went straight to authorities to report what happened. All right. Now, we know Ashlee Buzzard has had if you don't know, you now know Ashlee had a troubled upbringing. All right, we talked about that before, where she was kidnapped and held in 1995. It was in the Santa Maria Times article that talks about that. All right. And she told the outlet when she was 33 and her daughter was 9, they moved from place to place, often in hotels, to be free from her husband. Now, that's Ashlee's dad and Melodee's mom, and that he would break their windows and harass them. Buzzard participated in a homeless education program, and the pair spent time living in a shelter. All right, so you can kind of see now the what's happening behind the scenes. You can see that this has happened before. You can see that she was prepared to lock this guy in the house in any capacity.
Arrested.
He needed.
The mother of missing 9-year-old Melodee is
my bad. I wanted you guys to see the arrest. Okay. So it's on his own channel. He gave lots of details. Well, anonymous. If you tell us who anonymous channel is, then we can absolutely go take a look. Right now I'm reading it because I don't know who the anonymous YouTuber is. And you know, I'm just playing. I've never seen anonymous before. I don't know if Jay can see that chat either. I can only see one chat, but I can see the vertical stream and I can see there's a block in my face. So I'm not sure what y'all are looking for. I can see you if you put a stop sign up, put QQQ, drop a super chat or a super sticker, then it will come up. But I can't run the new YouTube thing. This is the first time I've tried it and it's very new. What's up, Kelly? Good to see you, my friend. All right, my son did it accidentally and I kept it anonymous, anonymous. Hello, anonymous, anonymous. Let's find that anonymous channel and go find that guy. All right, just kidding. Just want to make y'all laugh. All right, listen, let's watch her get arrested and then keep going. We've got an episode today, y'all.
Taken into custody, barefoot and handcuffed, in a case that's gripping America. Little Melodee went missing after cops say her mother, Ashlee Buzzard, disguised the little girl.
I just wanted you guys to see the arrest and also see the different angles from the rental place where she's smiling. She's looking around. You can see better views, and it is, in fact, her. But she doesn't look distressed. She doesn't look hungry. She doesn't look emaciated. She doesn't look scared. None of that. None of these images look like any of that to me.
Disguised the little girl in a wig and rented a car in Lompoc, California, taking Melodee on a cross-country road trip. Police believe the mother and daughter traveled as far as Nebraska with a return trip that included Kansas, 3,000 miles in 3 days. Authorities say the last confirmed sighting of Melodee is October 9th at the Colorado-Utah border. Now the entire nation wants to know.
But do you see that they're honing in on where? And they say Colorado-Utah border. I love that they're saying that. And I love that they're giving us 2 more days of a time frame that's been extended that we see Melodee. What's up, Wolfpack? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Sorry if I didn't see before. I'm cooking. It's all good, y'all. I'm so happy to be here today. I missed you guys yesterday as well. Come on in, relax. There's absolutely no one monitoring the vertical chat. Well, okay then. All righty, Roo. There's nobody monitoring the vertical chat. Well, again, this is a test today. We're doing a test, so I will hop on to the vertical side when I'm playing a video, and we'll take a look. Again, this is all just testing, guys, so don't worry. It's all good, all right? It's all good. Breathe. All right.
Colorado-Utah border. Now the entire nation wants to know, is Melodee still alive after her mother Ashlee was arrested and hauled off to a Santa Barbara County jail? The charge is false imprisonment. Police.
Now listen, the chat is all in one, my friends. I can see you guys if you're vertical or not. So there is people. I'm monitoring the chat, Foxy. I'm monitoring it. I can see who's on vertical and I can see who's not on vertical. If you're on vertical, there's a little cell phone icon next to you. So I assure you, both chats are coming in and I can see both screens at once. So I am monitoring both chats, all right? It's just something new to get used to. We can do it. We got this.
Say it's unrelated to Melodee's disappearance.
This is unrelated to the ongoing missing person case, and it is separate. However, we're not sharing kind of a full story about what that incident was because we do have the ongoing missing person investigation.
Is it believed that Melodee is still alive?
So we are still searching to try to find Melodee and ensure her safety.
This is video of Ashlee Buzzard stepping out of a taxi 2 weeks ago at her home.
And every time you see her, that's why I like that they say this about the wigs. She has a different wig on. She looks different and thinner. And I mean, the fact that she has mental health issues, she could be having a manic episode. Who knows what it is? But every time when I see her, she looks like she's in a hurry to get out of everybody's way and just get back into that house. All right. But I mean, look at those wigs. Melodee looked like she was having a good time playing dress up with her mom. Yeah, she's weird. Like I said, she shaved her head off before and went Britney Spears buckwild in the past. All right. Hey, Mab, good to see you, my friend. I just did a live on this case. Good to see you. Abby Poodle, are you on your phone? Because on this, I can see you on a cell phone. Patricia, I can see you on a cell phone as well. I can see you guys on a cell phone right now. What's up, ATS News? Good to see you. I could see you on a cell phone as well. All right, let's keep going. We got quite some time. Melodee has not been found, but I believe she is in Colorado or Utah, and she's alive, in my opinion.
She was confronted by a private investigator hired by Melodee's aunt.
Hey, Ashley.
Bill Garcia is the private eye.
She kind of mumbled through the conversation as I followed her to the front door. It was pretty minimal, but in that period, I was able to note that she had some type of an issue, I think both emotionally and maybe psychologically.
Garcia also worked on the case of Sherry Papini, who faked her own kidnapping.
Hey,
There's
Kelly.
some aspects to this case that you said it's even more strange than the Sherry Papini case.
In Sherry's case, it was a desire, I believe, of
And I'm going to play this with the private eye talking, but I got to tell you guys something. And I know Mab knows probably what I'm already talking about. Everything went buck wild when At Night released some leaked audio of a private eye that was trying to help in the Sebastian Rogers case. And that's why I gave you the option to do Sebastian Rogers today, guys, because he's been missing for almost 2 years. Okay, 365 days times 2, and on day 50 some bad stuff came out with Chris and Katie, and my title is "Do You Want Sebastian Back or Not?" So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, because that audio is not only wild, but I've been covering Sebastian on my channel only when something comes out that I feel is very pertinent. And ATS News, that audio is very pertinent to my storyline in the Sebastian case. So somebody came on my chat and said, 50 days, he's been missing for hundreds of days. Well, no shit, Sherlock, we know that, but it's very important what happens in between then to understand if that's what people want. All right, they're releasing something tonight too. Yeah, it just keeps coming, and it didn't come from yesterday. It didn't come from this weekend, but it's coming. And boy, I ask you the question: do you want to find Sebastian Rogers or not? Just straight the F up. That's a valid question. Sebastian needs to be found. All right, let's keep going. This is the private eye in the Ashlee Buzzard case. Now, we did a cold case for one of my family members 2 weeks ago, and they have a private eye, but they've been working with for 30 years. But I'll tell you what, this private eye and that private eye would never be run off by my family that was getting free help to find my child. Just saying.
her wanting to disappear for a while. In this case, we have a young child who really didn't have a choice of what she wanted to do.
All right, so I just want to show that quick. Now we're going to get into the private eye, and then hours ago, the whole topic of where the heck is Melodee, and I think she's still alive. So let's look at the PI as he searches, and then we're going to get into the rest of it. This is like breaking news to me. When I caught on to this, I'm like, I think she's alive, guys, and it's perfectly sensible if they made it to Utah, that what somebody said about cult-like people took her into some kind of compound. That would make sense.
Investigator hired by missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard's family.
Her mother, Ashlee Buzzard, returned from a road trip without her. They were last seen on the Utah-Colorado border.
Me
TV's
too.
Samantha Hoffman went to Junction to meet with the private investigator that's now working the case.
I know.
The amount of people on this case only continues to grow. It started with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department on October 14th. Then the FBI got involved on October 18th. And now so does a highly experienced private investigator from California.
And this is fantastic. That's what made me think about after all the Sebastian stuff came out. And everybody is covering that, so I'll do it tomorrow. But listen, when some private investigator that's great at what they do is offering to look for your freaking child and push the case, and you yell at them and cuss at them and say, get the fuck off my property, you don't want their help. You don't want anybody's help. And when I tell you all the things I've been hearing and knowing about this case, y'all, it's wild. So today, of course, we're focusing on Melodee Buzzard. I think she's alive. Let's find her. It's detrimental. And since I'm not sure what you mean for kidnapping, but that guy didn't do anything to anybody. It was Melodee's mom, Ashlee, that is charged with trying to keep him, all right? Keeping him hostage with 4 locks and a box cutter, all right? Yes, you take their help. Do you want to find your child or do you not? That's my question. And when somebody tells somebody that's trying to help to get the fuck off their property, you don't want their help. I'll tell you that much.
California. His name is Bill Garcia.
I
Melodee's
know.
aunt first got Garcia involved in this case. Now he's retracing the steps of Melodee and her mom.
She definitely came through here, and my job is to figure out why
Yes, me
and
too.
where she may have gone.
Bill Garcia has solved hundreds of missing children cases for over 30 years.
There's a reason why she went off the main highway.
Today, Garcia went to the Junction pit stop where a worker told me she saw Ashlee on November 9th. He handed out more photos, which locals said they hadn't seen before. The witness had told.
Now, listen, I gotta say, ATS News, the reason I think she lost so much weight is because that happens to people when they're having episodes. When somebody has mental health issues and it kicks up. I have family members that have mental health issues, and when their mental health is at its peak, when they go shave their head off and run naked outside, and they're having PTSD and that peak anxiety and paranoia, they don't eat. So in this particular case, I don't know if she's on DRUGS. I don't think so. I think that her manic episode / anxiety / PTSD kicked in and she lost weight. That's what my suspicion is on this. And she's been all over the place. All right. If anyone's kid's missing, I want anyone's help. Well, come back tomorrow, Anne, because y'all are gonna be like, what? Because you don't hear the same thing on my channel that you hear on others. I have my own spin on things.
They believe they saw Ashlee with a woman with purple hair.
All right, we
That's
talked
not
about
the
that.
norm for anybody that lives in this area.
He said there's a small airport just a few hundred yards out of.
She was seen in the Colorado border and Utah. So she's either at Colorado, they named Grand Junction, and Utah. She flipped around and came back. So somewhere between Colorado and Utah, possibly in Utah.
Town, and worries the woman could be someone picking up Melodee.
If it is an organized routine, could they have possibly, could
Is that
somebody
true?
have possibly came in a small unnoticed plane, swooped up the child and taken her wherever for whatever reason?
Now Garcia is heading about an hour north of Junction because Ashlee often shops at Walmart.
I'm going to go ahead and work up towards the top part of Highway 89 where it intersects with Interstate 70.
Pepper, it's
There's
been a while.
large Walmart facility there.
The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department.
And I'm betting a lot of you haven't seen this information just yet, other than the arrest, because it all just came out today. Everything I'm talking about just came out today, and that's why I decided to do this today. Pepper, good to see you. It's been a while. Much love. Oh, you're a member. Thank you for being a member. All right, if you want to lose weight, just get depressed. Unfortunately, that's not a myth. It's factual. It is factual. I would never say that if it wasn't. And I know people in mental health know that too. I think Spectral just said she's in the mental health field. And I know other people that are. That happens. Sometimes people gain a bunch of weight, but many times they lose weight. All right.
Told me they received a steady stream of people coming forward with past sightings of Ashlee or Melodee, but are unable to share them without hurting the integrity of the investigation.
See?
Garcia pointed out that because of Ashlee's arrest for an unrelated crime, detectives have until Thursday for questioning or a mental health evaluation.
I'm hoping that actually will help her both get well and divulge where Melodee is and if she's okay.
Garcia also spoke with Ashlee in California and gave her his business card. He said that she mumbled and didn't converse with him in a, quote, meaningful way. In Junction, Samantha Hoffman.
Now we know that she said, hey, where's your daughter? That's what she said to him. He's lucky she didn't lock him inside the house and get a box cutter and say, get in here. I'm keeping you. Let me lock them doors up. Wait, let me get my wig first. That lady is crazy, in my opinion. They need to keep her locked up, and they need to go full force on finding Melodee. And you could see this gentleman is doing that. He's in his car. He's boots on the ground. He's not on YouTube getting likes and I'm Dog the Bounty Hunter. I came into the case. Look at me. I never found anybody, but my name is here. No, he's doing God's work, in my opinion. All right? In my opinion. How do we know the woman with the purple hair wasn't Melodee? Well, it wasn't Melodee. You'll see. Let's keep going, Mo. You can see the women in the. I think some people hop in and hop out, but yeah, let me get the first week. Oh gosh, that's hilarious. You've been in the hospital. MS Flyer. Well, thank you for being here. I hope you're feeling better. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. All right. My mom says, I hope you feel better, Pepper. All right. Pull some toenails. She'll talk, right? All right. Let's go. Let's get into the meat of this, y'all. This is the meat of it and a discussion that I just cannot pass up. All right. Let's pull this guy down. I've been watching this case so closely. I'll put out my playlist this week. So if you guys haven't seen all my episodes, you can look at my playlist and watch all the episodes and catch up. All right. Yeah, we're all glad you're out of the hospital and we love having you back here. Ola and Wiggs, what's going on? Right? And what's going on with trying to lock somebody in your house? Like, that's just beyond, right? He's trying to help her and she tried to not let him leave. All right, let's get into this. Is Melodee Buzzard still alive? Ashlee Buzzard's arrest reveals lots more clues about where Melodee is, in my opinion.
Felony false imprisonment. Police have said the arrest is not directly related to Melodee's disappearance, but tonight we're finally learning what it is related to, and I'm recording this on Monday, November 10th. And what we've found out is pretty surprising.
Okay, so this came out last night or yesterday evening. Everything else was today on the 11th. This one, when I caught it, it was like 20 minutes ago this morning. So, all right.
And it's downright shocking. The criminal complaint accuses Ashlee Buzzard, the mom, of, quote, violating the personal liberty of a man named Tyler S. Brewer. I know. It's a name that hadn't surfaced in this case before. I hadn't heard it, so I'm all ears. The complaint said the crime happened last Thursday, November 6th, in Lompoc, where Ashlee and Melodee live. Ashlee was arrested the very next day. And as it turns out, Tyler does have something to do with Ashlee's missing daughter, Melodee. Not directly, but he's definitely connected to the story. On my News Nation show, Banfield, we learned that Tyler was a friend of Ashlee's.
All right, so now we're getting more visual aerial view diamonds for DC. Choo, choo. Thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker. I'm guessing that you're doing that for the effect of choo, choo. I also got a haircut for you guys today. So if you like my haircut, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Either way, you're still giving me my thumbs up or thumbs down. Sherlock Homegirl says, guys, I just ate a brownie, 2 cookies, and a half a bag of popcorn. Well, as long as it doesn't have edibles in it, Sherlock Homegirl, you'll be just fine. I ate a whole bag of gingerbread men this weekend. And it was so good. A whole bag of gingerbread men all to myself. Yeah, she looks different in different weights. I agree. All right, let's keep going.
And was trying to help her. He was over at her house trying to find out where little Melodee was. And that's when Ashlee snapped, he said. Apparently, she told Tyler where Melodee was.
See?
And what happened next was the reason for the criminal charges of false imprisonment. And I'll explain what happened to Tyler in just a moment. But also today, we learned a lot more about Ashlee's background and her upbringing in a show.
And do you guys remember when we saw the videos at first? I mean, we were literally debating on if that were or was Melodee. Nah, that's not her. They didn't show that picture right there either. They did not show her mom, the wigged lady. They only gave us a part of it. And that's what I believe they're doing here. They're only giving us partial details, and they're out right now looking for Melodee. And the way they're all alluding to the fact that, is she alive? I do think she's alive, guys. Every station that I'm watching is saying that. They're alluding to that fact. Krista says, I didn't think you liked men, Jay. Giggles. What? I love men. What do you mean? What?
Shocking twist that honestly no one saw coming. Long before Ashlee Buzzard was the tight-lipped mother of a missing 9-year-old girl, a mother now locked up on this totally bizarre false imprisonment charge, she too was a 9-year-old girl on the margins.
I wish they would have showed us the locks and the things from inside. Now, listen, guys, when you're on a vertical, there's no like button. Just double tap your screen. So take your cell phone like this, and you just go boop, boop twice. Just wherever you're watching, you double tap the middle of the screen, and that's it. So it's not even letting me pull a vertical up on here. But if you were watching it, that's it. Just double tap, and there's a heart that comes up. All right. Good to see you. Wolfpack hearing about her snapping in the box cutter now has me concerned with Melodee's welfare. It has me concerned with her welfare only because she snapped and because of her locking him up. But it also, they also said that she's done this before and she's left the state to try to hide her daughter so they could not take custody of her. So that leads me to believe that she's alive.
Surrounded by danger, but with an unstable home life and sometimes no home at all. But despite those unhappy parallels with her own daughter, Melodee, there is one monumental difference. Ashlee's mother, from all indications, did everything she could to protect her child, to keep young Ashlee safe and loved, fed and clothed and educated. Exhibit A would be a newspaper story that our team on News Nation uncovered today from 1995. It was February 11th to be...
Yeah, this is relevant, and I showed it to you before, but many of you weren't here for the first 5 episodes. So take a look at this. This is the February 1995 article that this thing happened to her mom at 9 years old.
Exact, in the Santa Maria Times. The headline reads, "School of Hard Knocks. Educators extend a hand to the homeless." And there it is, as big as day. The curly-haired 9-year-old Ashlee Buzzard sitting beside her tutor.
Go look at that. That's Ashlee. Melodee looks a lot like her, doesn't she?
Yeah, I see it too. A
What's
total
up, my
resemblance
guy?
between Ashlee at 9 years old and her now daughter Melodee at 9 years old.
Y'all, cheers to P&O for showing up. He's got the fancy glasses and all that. What's up, P&O? He says hi to Guilty of Crime and to y'all in chat. All right, much love to P&O and the fancy glasses. The champagne glasses. Let's go. Anyway, this is just wild to hear this.
The story's all about Ashlee's escape with her mother, Lori, from Ashlee's abusive father. And before I go on, you should know that we've spoken with Ashlee's mother, identified in the news story as Lori Miranda, and verified all the details.
Right.
Here's what the newspaper article said. Quote, "With no job, home, or car, and $40 in her pocket, Lori Miranda and her young daughter faced the streets of Santa Maria. Originally living in Orange County, Lori Miranda, 33, said she and Ashlee, 9 years old, had moved from place to place, often sleeping in hotels, to be free of Lori Miranda's husband. He would follow us everywhere," recalled Lori.
So that's the stuff that happened to her, and they're saying that caused a huge mental toll on her entire life. Now, Carolina, that I agree, but they gave her 3 calendar days to produce Melodee, and she never produced Melodee, and they never arrested her. But they did arrest her on trying to lock up her own friend in her house. So that's even more funny. It gives you an idea. She knows what she's doing there.
Lori Miranda, stressing that her now ex-husband
And
Ashlee's father was not only physically, verbally, and emotionally abusive, but also that he abused substances. He would smash our windows. He would harass us. To escape, Lori Miranda and her daughter
But again, no excuse. I'm going to go a little forward. This is not an excuse. It's just something that happened in her past that may give us insight to why she's like this, why she's trying to hide her daughter, why she's following these patterns, and where the mental health issues may have stemmed from.
exclusively of her daughter Ashlee and her granddaughter Melodee together in 2020.
I agree.
When Melodee was about 4 years old.
Oh, he died.
You're about to see video that Grandma Lori shot of her daughter Ashlee carving a pumpkin with her granddaughter Melodee. You'll hear Grandma's voice behind the camera being playful with Melodee, while Ashlee appears more detached. And frankly, what will stand out probably the most is that Ashlee looks nothing like the woman we've been seeing in the surveillance tapes while renting a car and leaving with her daughter. looks nothing like the woman that we've seen cuffed and led away from her own house. Here's the video from 5 years ago of Ashlee and her daughter Melodee, again shot by Grandma.
What are you? Pumpkin scooper duper?
Yeah.
Silly. Ew, gross. Let's see it.
And it's so cute, by the way, guys. I don't mind showing this video again because it's so cute. Well, her father passed away from a motorcycle accident when she was 6 months old. So she doesn't have the dad in her life, but the dad's family really loves the little girl. And at some point, they knew about the mental health issues. They tried to get custody. And that's when Ashlee started moving around. All right. All right, guys.
That's just a gut.
So
It's
cute.
just a guess.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at that. Oh my god.
Whoa. Hey, watch this, guys.
So cute, guys.
Look at me. Look at mommy. It's in there.
Wait, is that mommy? The lady with the short hair that's of a heftier weight? I don't know what a better way to say that. Was that mom? It didn't look like grandma, but boy, is that little girl so cute. You heard that cute little voice? Oh my goodness. All right, Carolina, did you know if her mother continued to collect SSI benefits? We don't know yet. That's what I'm going to say. But she can be charged with that if that's the case. It does look like 2 different people. And yeah, Tracy J, she might have just been moving and didn't want that side of the family to know and decided to shut it down. She figured that's not a crime. It is. She looks completely different. My goodness, guys. That doesn't look like her for 1 second. Hold on. I'm just going to look at that. A completely different person. You guys tell me it's either mental health or D Ruggs, but listen to that little voice, Melodee.
Silly.
So cute.
Ew, gross. Let's see it.
Man, but the friend said she snapped. So, all right, there's a side by side. Let's go.
Mommy.
It is absolutely unfathomable that the woman on the left side of your screen carving the pumpkin with her daughter is the same woman on the right side of your screen walking through a...
Look at that. That's wild. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. I mean, children clearly grow up and they grow out of their baby fat. Children in the hormones nowadays look like Melodee. I'll tell you that from my daughter. But that and that are like 2 separate women. But when I hear her friend say he went to help her and this bish just snapped and was like, "You're not going anywhere. I'm going to lock the doors and keep you inside." She snapped. Something snapped in her head, y'all.
rental office with her daughter. They look like 2 completely different people.
Oh, that's her mom.
And I'll get to the changes in just a moment. But this was day 1
No, it
of a
is.
3-day road trip
Look
to
at
and
that.
from Nebraska.
Look at that.
Police say
guys.
the last known sighting of little Melodee was October 9th near the Colorado-Utah border. Because Ashlee returned to her home in Lompoc, California the next day, but without Melodee. And earlier on my News Nation show Banfield, I learned some new and shocking details about the arrest of Ashlee Buzzard. The victim, who is named in this case, spoke with my News Nation show and described exactly why he was at Ashlee's house in the first place and what happened to him while he was there that resulted.
And this is the part where I say I think Melodee is alive. And I love your conversations, Mab and Ann. And I love that you say she wanted to escape the father's side, trying to get custody of Melodee. She did this before, except the whole world didn't see it. And so therefore people weren't standing in front of her house. "We want Melodee. We want Melodee. We're not going away without her." They didn't do that then. And the media attention and social media and all of us web sleuths weren't what was then 2 years ago. And now it's like crazy. You get some cute little girl with curly hair and she's missing this adorable little girl and everybody wants to look for her. And I'm so grateful that they're doing this. I wish that would be with every child, but that's not the case. But there's a possibility that she wanted to move. She dropped her off somewhere. She came back to get her stuff, and she's like, I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm just going to move, pack my boxes, and go get my daughter and not let anybody know, which leads me to believe that Melodee is still alive. Is she in danger when she has a mom that just snaps and tries to freaking lock up one of her friends? Abso-freaking-lutely. What's up, diminished capacity? Good to see you, my friend.
Resulted in Ashlee being arrested the next day. All of that in just a moment. But first, a quick thank you from both Little Atlas and from me for supporting this channel and this podcast. And a huge thank you also to my sponsor, Morgan & Morgan.
And guys, drop dead serious.
An injury or something really bad that's happened.
I'm sure you're already subscribed. I like her podcast. She gets in, gets out, tells you what you need, and goes to it.
Nancy Liu.
Okay, Nancy, so much to get to tonight. You got your hands on this criminal complaint just within the last hour or so. So what to you stood out that I haven't already said?
Oh, a lot stood out to us, Ashlee, and we want to show everyone that criminal complaint. We just got it a short time ago from Superior Court, Santa Barbara County. It's really just less than half a page long, but we want to highlight some parts of it because it is quite revealing about.
Which is now we're going to break down that document without having the document in front of me. However, before we do that, I don't want to not answer your question about false imprisonment, and I didn't want to pretend like I knew. All right. Now, false imprisonment is the unlawful restraint of a person's freedom of movement without legal justification or consent. All right. False imprisonment occurs when someone intentionally confines another person within a bounded area without their consent, without lawful authority. It's both a civil and criminal offense, depending on the jurisdiction and to the level, right? So if it's an intentional act, the defendant must willingly have acted to confine. Sometimes it's not intentional, and maybe somebody doesn't mean to do it, and they lock the house and they can't get out. But most of the time, it's a lack of consent and confining someone where they don't want to be. All right. So physical barriers, physical or forceful threats, assertion of legal authority, a weapon, etc. That's what they're calling that. All right. So that's why. And now we'll get into what
allegedly happened at this house on or around November 6th, it says, of 2025 in the.
Oh, the box cutter was in the complaint. It was in the complaint to News Nation. This guy, Tyler, talked to News Nation and told them that not only did she have 4 locks that she didn't want to let him out, but she had a box cutter near the locks. And of course, you guys know she was packing and maybe unpacking. So it wasn't in the criminal complaint that I've seen yet, but it was in the complaint to News Nation about what Ashlee did. All right.
County of Santa Barbara, the crime of false imprisonment by violence, a felony, was committed by Ashlee Buzzard, who did unlawfully violate the personal liberty of Tyler S. Brewer. Said violation being affected by violence, menace, fraud, and deceit. And you see that headline, special allegation, aggravating factors. It goes on to read, the manner in which the crime was carried out indicates planning, sophistication, and professionalism. We have learned that Ashlee will be in court on Wednesday afternoon to face this felony charge. In the meantime, she remains jailed up in the Santa Maria area. And Ashlee, as you know, we have tracked down Tyler S. Brewer, and we have spoken with him. And bear with me as I'm going to refer to my notes because I want to relay what he told us accurately. Tyler Brewer tells us that he has known Ashlee through a friend
for
since
11
2014.
years.
He's been coming over here to check on her since all of this was publicized. He claims he was told where Melodee was dropped.
And I wonder if he was told, well, like I said earlier, he was told by Ashlee where Melodee was dropped off and given a name of who. What's up, Kelly Holcomb? Good to see you, my friend. I feel as though she's alive too. And normally, like I said, I'm like, nah, it's been 72 hours in my opinion, statistic wise. but I don't feel that way on this one. All right, Michelle says, "Oh my God, I can see you on my TV, but I can't see but half of your face. You can watch me on the phone. I have a vertical and a horizontal. So just go find the other live stream. Go to my page, hit live, and click on the other one, my friend. It's a new thing that you'll guys. That's because you're on your phone, Marty. Marty, I can see you on your phone. Michelle, I can see you on your phone. And everybody that's on your phone has a phone icon. It's called vertical. That's why you even found my stream today. So there's 2 streams going on. We'll get it worked out.
Off and who she was left with, but he is not sharing that information with us. Tyler's also concerned that because of Ashlee's mental history and recent behavior, he's not sure that what she told him is actually true. Now, on November 6th, the day of the incident, he says Ashlee started acting irrationally while he was here, accused him of working with police and the paternal side of the family to take Melodee away.
So it leads me to believe, you guys, why would she try to keep him locked in that house and not let him go unless she was worried that he was going to tell where Ashlee was and go back to law enforcement? She was being paranoid. She snapped, is what he said, and didn't want to let him leave. Eventually, she came to her senses and let him go. He filed charges immediately. But what is she hiding? She didn't tell him, hey, I took the life of my daughter and I buried her in Colorado. That's not what she said. She said she's in Utah and she gave a name.
From her. He says she kept shutting her eyes and making fists, and she blocked the door, preventing him from leaving. She slammed the front door shut and engaged 4 locks on that door. She did eventually let him leave, and he went right to authorities to report what happened. Now, he claims she has just mental issues. She's extremely paranoid. She's a totally different person from when they first met, and he says he's very concerned about Melodee's well-being, and he suspects Melodee may be somewhere in Utah. So based on everything that he told News Nation, there is hope that Melodee is out there and alive.
She didn't necessarily plan it, what I took it as, Mo, but she had a plan, and what he was saying is she knew what she was doing, and she was very prepared to lock somebody in a house and keep them captive. Not that he was saying that she said, hey, come over, dude, and then planned to lock him in. He was saying she was very too prepared for what happened, right? All right, let's keep going. I know I'm in the minority, but I think the little girl's gone, and that's okay. That's okay. I normally would think she was gone until I heard this today. All right, now I have hope.
So what Tyler Brewer is telling News Nation, providing a lot of hope tonight, Ashlee.
Well, let's go over a little bit of that. That's just incredible information that he has unloaded. So Nancy, if I'm to understand this, he says that Ashlee shared the information of where she, quote unquote, dropped off Melodee. He thinks it's in the Utah area. He will not share exactly with us what she apparently shared with him. But did he say he shared everything with the police, everything that Ashlee told him?
Yeah, based on what we're hearing, we haven't heard everything. And again, because of her mental state and how she's been acting lately, he's not sure that what she's been saying is the truth. So it's hard to know what to believe, but, you know, he is telling us what she told him. And if it is truthful, then Melodee is out there.
And did we get any further understanding of what drop off means? I mean, you don't just drop a child, you know.
Again, it's like she was going to move and she had something planned. Now, Mo, since you just came in here, let me tell you real quick. And what's up, Jamie Casey? You want to change your vote? Now, listen, I'm reading this from the document that I put together before the episode. Tyler Brewer is the alleged victim in the criminal complaint, and why Ashlee Buzzard was arrested. She was not arrested because she didn't produce Melodee. She was arrested because her friend came over to check on her. And let me just tell you exactly what happened. He said that she tried to not let him leave. He literally said on November 6th, he went to Lompoc, California, and she falsely imprisoned him with the violence by saying that she would commit violence against him. She allegedly violated his liberty with deceit, fraud, and violence. And he says that she locked him in a room, not in the house, but she locked him in a room and accused him of working with law enforcement, and then began to act erratically. She's putting her fist up, body blocking him, and acting like she was going to hurt him. And the box cutter was very close to where she was moving her hands and puffing her chest. All right. So he also says that Ashlee confided in him about the location of her missing daughter and the name of the person that she was left with. He's now told law enforcement that, and they've arrested her, and they put $100,000 bond so that she can't get out. It's also a felony, so they're going to probably keep her in there. She goes to court tomorrow. Now, the last time gives us 2 days later that they saw Melanie on October 9th near the Colorado-Utah border during a multi-state road trip with her mother. Surveillance footage shows her wearing a hooded sweatshirt and a dark wig to conceal her identity, which we've been seeing, and she switched license plate during the trip, which they could also add a charge if they wanted to.
On a desert road, was there some... I mean, do we know if there was some drop-off location, some person, someone to care for her? Anything more that indicates what kind of a drop-off this was?
We've been fishing for information. We want more information, and he's not quite ready to tell more information. His name just got released publicly within the last couple of hours, so he's just coming to terms with that. He's not sure, you know, he wants to do interviews or speak out publicly in any way. But fortunately, you know, he did speak with us, relayed that information, and we relayed as much as we could to all of you.
Okay, well, let's move on to the other action that happened in the house behind you. Action not only this weekend, but today. Walk me through what the neighbors all said happened there. Well,
first off, I mean, Ashlee's getting packages delivered still at the front door.
Okay.
There are 3 packages. One is from Amazon, one is from Kohl's, one came from Burlington, New Jersey. It looks to be some kind of clothing item. So we don't know if she's just been shopping recently or what, but in talking to the neighbors, we know that 4 investigators were here at Ashlee's house. They brought a van on Saturday afternoon. It was around 2 o'clock, the neighbor says. The officers, apparently investigators, they're dressed in plain clothes. They went inside. They were there for about an hour. But according to the neighbor, they did not leave with anything.
See, she either just snapped off her rocker, you guys, or she's buying disguises at things. But it feels like she's trying to move, and she was trying to move in silence without anybody bothering her. Rose, thank you for being a member for 2 months. All right, guys, and thank you guys all. Hit that like button or double tap that screen if you're on your phone. They didn't even let her put her shoes on, and I wouldn't have let her either. Hey, you get caught with your pants down? Have you ever heard that expression? Well, there you go.
In talking with other neighbors, though, they're expressing that they're glad that Ashlee is in custody, and hopefully providing some answers and talking now to police. But a lot of neighbors that we talked to around here today, they don't recall seeing Melodee at all, playing outside, walking down the sidewalk.
And I think she kept her in the house due to what happened to her. Now, the photos are not released. I can't find it anywhere. I don't think that they've released it just yet. And yeah, I just don't know why and what they're holding back from us, right? So I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen her mugshot anywhere. Yeah, she's ordering from Amazon and Kohl's, and I don't know where she's getting her money from, but that's not something somebody does that unless they're trying to disguise themselves or cleaning products or trying to get rid of something. It just doesn't feel right.
Anything, or even playing in the backyard. Neighbors have not seen Melodee. At anywhere around this house. So they are curious as to what's happened to her. They are keeping hope alive that, you know, Melodee is alive and out there and will be found.
That's what I think.
Ashlee remains
Let me ask you
behind
this,
bars.
Nancy.
Again, I think that there's a huge possibility at this point that she will be in danger if they don't bring her home soon. Now, the danger could come from somebody that's keeping her. She could be with some grown man or some family that have multiple men, and something bad can happen. It could even be women nowadays, guys. We don't know. But without somebody protecting her, without her mom there or family protecting her, she's definitely in some kind of danger if she's still alive. And I'm leaning towards she probably is at this point.
Thank goodness for that. Hopefully they can squeeze her for information while she's behind bars. I do want to ask you a little bit about these images and the dichotomy of 5 years ago, the video that her mother, Lori Miranda, shared with us of Ashlee with her little daughter, Melodee. It does not look at all like the Ashlee we're seeing in these videos, the arrest video, the surveillance video. Did Lori Miranda say anything to you about her relationship with her daughter, Ashlee, and of course her granddaughter, Melodee? Like, what sort of information has she shed on you when you were able to speak with her?
Yeah. Lori has not spoken with Ashlee since 2023. The video that we saw earlier with Melodee carving the pumpkin, that was in 2020 when Melodee was about 4 years old. And yes, Ashlee looks far different. She's obviously lost a considerable amount of weight.
Huge amount, guys. And Anonymous, if you want to email me, you could send me either guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com or send me cases@gmail.com. I'd be happy to show that. I don't see any mug shots released just yet of her. And welcome all the new members. Thank you so much to Be Real Tutu for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. I appreciate you.
In recent years, she moved into this house about 2 years ago, and neighbors say that Ashlee was larger when she first moved in. So that drastic weight loss appears to have happened like within the last year or so. But when the surveillance pictures came out of Ashlee and Melodee at the car rental business, Lori, the mother, says that she did not recognize that as her daughter because that's not how she remembers.
Yeah, I mean, look at her there and look at her there. Not even looking like the same person. It's like she ate herself, right? That's her. She ate herself there. And again, I don't want to make fun of people's weight, but it's a huge, significant change that's noticeable. And this lady's out there trying to lock some dude in a room and hiding her daughter. Where is Melodee Buzzard, Ashlee?
What we're seeing there, the Ashlee with the pumpkin.
That bothers me.
That's
What's up,
what
Jan?
she remembers Ashlee looking like.
I mean, it's like two different people. I'm looking on the screen right now. It just looks like two completely different people. Great information.
I want to continue this discussion a little bit with what I brought to you at the beginning. We're about another 15 minutes, so hang in there. I just got gifted the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships from the Jab, and I don't want to go yet because there's still discussion to be had. So let me do this. There's different information from each news source, each person that does an interview, etc. Let's take a look at this real quick and have this discussion. All of these news sources seem to still think Ashlee may be alive, guys.
To the plains of Nebraska, the disappearance of 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard has become a race against time. Her mother, Ashlee Buzzard, was supposed to bring her daughter home.
We know most of this. I just want to go on to this lady and go on to this a little bit, this discussion.
Our search timeline as well as the area of the search.
So, Vinny, let's take a look at this map right here. This is the map provided by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's.
And this is probably the best thing for us to look at now. If you're in another state or you spotted something or you have dash cameras and you're like, damn, I was in Las Vegas that day and whatever, right? It takes all kinds of people to put together surveillance and videos and to help. And that's why this, in my opinion, is going international at this point. So look at this map, look at Lompoc, California, and her trip to how she got to Green River, Utah. That was her trip, and then she came back. But right around the Utah border of Utah and then Colorado is where they think she might be. So let's take a look at this just for a few more minutes, guys.
Office, you can see it stretches. She mentioned that return trip from Green River, Utah, all the way back home to Lompoc, California. Now, Ashlee could have parted ways with Melodee anywhere on this path. But Vinny, we heard her talking about that Colorado-Utah border. So let's take you to that border. According to information released by investigators, they say Melodee was last seen between Green River, Utah and Grand Junction, Colorado. Now, we just heard the spokesperson talk about how...
And that's wild, right, Mom? I don't know if you're still here, Mom, but Grand Junction, Colorado is a place that we know all too well. Again, you do not go to Grand Junction, Colorado if you don't know somebody there, folks. If you know what I'm talking about. That's wild.
She was seen on the Colorado side. Now, Interstate 70, as you see it there laid out on the yellow line in the map, that is the main road between these two cities, the main artery between the two. So we looked a little bit closer at the border. Of course, Grand Junction is the biggest city that's right there near the border, but you have another little small town or other small towns, such as this one, like right here, Mack, Colorado, which only has a little bit over 1,000 residents.
Exactly. Grand Junction has grown, but boy, if you guys knew what my ties were to Grand Junction 20 years ago, again, you don't go there unless you know somebody, or even Mack, Colorado. So it's just interesting, the locations and the point where she went and possibly could know somebody. It's the weirdest thing to me. Do people in Grand Junction buy illegal? Everybody does. That's one of those towns in Grand Junction where the kids get bored, and so they're making their own D-rugs and doing, a lot of them are mathematicians. Not everybody. I have family there. I know people there. I know people that own businesses there, but you don't go there unless you know somebody. All right. Love you too, Mom. Crafty Chris, thanks to any veterans who at one time wrote a check payable to up including their life. Absolutely. And I said that at the beginning. Happy Veterans Day, everybody, and to anybody that served our country.
Since as I was researching today, it's about 10 miles from the border. Small rural town, like where you may stop to grab a bite to eat or fill up your tank while you're on a road trip. Now, of course, these two cities here, Mack and Grand Junction, they're both in Mesa County, Colorado. So I wanted to know if anybody, any police officials in Mesa County were involved in the search, because this is clearly on the path that investigators say that Ashlee and Melodee were taking. So I reached out to the sheriff's office out there in Mesa County. This was their response. They said, "We are familiar with the case as much as the Denver office of the..."
No, there's nothing to go out to Grand Junction to. And when you drive into Grand Junction, you're already out of Grand Junction and into the next town. Now, Utah, the cults and the things, that's a good assumption. But Mesa County and Grand Junction, no, that's a rarity that you would go. I don't have any idea. That's 4 hours from Denver. You can't catch a flight without driving for hours, or taking a plane that costs 3 times more than it should.
The FBI told us they were sharing information publicly, and Mesa County as a whole would be part of their map/release. We shared their social media post to further amplify the information. We are not involved in the case, though. So Mesa County is not involved. All they did was share the social media, trying to get the word out there, Vinny. And as I was speaking with the spokesperson with the sheriff's office out there today, she also told me there's not really any buzz in the community, among the people living there surrounding this story as well. But regardless of that, this is still a multi-state search, Vinny. You have Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, California, all these different states where police are searching for this little 9-year-old. And, Vinny, we're looking at these border towns, Grand Junction, Mack. That's not because we're certain this is where Melodee is, but that's just what investigators are telling. That's the information that they're giving out as of right now.
Yeah, the last proof.
What they're heavily focusing on, and the last proof of life was October 9th, but they're heavily focusing on where she went and where she might be. I wish they would give us a name, but that might mess up the investigation. They know it. I'm telling you, by now, they have that name and they have an address narrowed down, but they're not going to tell us. They're not even giving us her mugshot. Right? Last proof of life.
Of life is just over the border of Colorado.
There you go. People were asking, when's the last time she was seen in what state? And that's why FBI is now involved, because this is going all over the place.
Colorado and Utah on the Colorado side. That's what they're saying. But they're not telling us the specific location.
So they can't follow
They're
her.
giving us little pieces of video, like we just got the video released. They've had that video of what we're looking for, what they were dressed like, what they, their appearance was for a missing girl. Brings us to the next question in our investigation. And I'm a little puzzled here. Is there enough being done to find Melodee? Right? I don't know why we're not plastering all the images that we have. I don't know why we're not saying the exact location where she was last seen alive. I need some help. Here to help answer this question.
And that's why we're talking about. I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion before we go, because these discussions help people to think and understand where she is and kind of fill things in. Now, the father's side, that would be interesting if the father's side had family there, because the father passed away when Melodee was 6 months, and the mom is purposely keeping Melodee away from the dad's side. So I'm not sure why she would take Melodee to the dad's side where she doesn't want them to know where she is. That's all.
So, sort of kind of putting together the pieces of what they're releasing seems to be the last place that she's known to be alive. It could be the place where there's a dead body. But Mesa County is not in the mix.
Yeah, no, that's a problem, and that's concerning. I don't understand why these are not murder cases where they have to keep things close to the vest. This child's life is in danger, and it comes down to quickness. We need help with these cases. You see people out on the yard, they are drawn to these cases. Put them to work. We know that in the Gabby Petito case, the reason her body was found was from someone who had dash cam footage of them in that area. The public can help solve cases like this.
Exactly. And that's why we need people to know about this, where the locations are, last seen, what surveillance they're looking at, so they can start to turn it in and say, wait a minute, I did see her. She was at the Chevron. As a matter of fact, we saw them at the Chevron, and she had a different license plate. Why would she change license plates? Well, because she had a rental car, and they knew the license plate, and if they wanted to look for it, they easily could with the license plate scanners that they scan when you cross borders, when you cross bridges, when you cross tolls. Why wouldn't she change her license plate would be a better question.
So I think it's a case of you need to swallow your pride and let people help.
Yeah, that's a great point, Lauren. The Gabby Petito case, it was just someone who happened to be rolling on some video because they were living the van life, and they drove by and they spotted the vehicle they were looking for. They spotted Gabby's vehicle. Steve, not everyone, but a lot of people have dash cams that are rolling all the time.
Yep.
They may have this information that can be very...
Exactly. Let's go a little bit more forward. I do like to see what Steve Fisher says. He does a lot of great work and gives us a lot of insight. He's a private investigator, and he's not somebody I would tell to get away from me and not help me.
License plate readers everywhere, gas stations, truck stops all have tons of surveillance. Even when they're switching the plate, it shouldn't have been, that hard. So I think they've known, and I think they held the information tight. And now here we are. A lot of time has passed, and now they're just getting the public engaged, and they haven't really even done that. And again, that sheriff's department doesn't even know, if for sure if anything could have gone on in their county, and there's not even buzz in that county. That's tough to hear, because it does. I mean, it appears that is a hotspot, and the fact that it's not crawling with FBI agents and other law enforcement is also.
She's adorable, guys. We need to find her. You can see the information. We're still putting the California number 805-681-4150. We want to bring Melodee Buzzard home. All right. I mean, we can have discussions all day about it, but really that's where we are right now. She's still missing. I think she's possibly alive based on the new information that's come out, and we need to find her. I don't want to drag this on too much longer. It's a lot of discussions and, well, we all have other things to do. Carol says, give the mother some mental health counseling. She might need someone to help her. I try to fill for anyway, and I do too. However, at this point, they've given her many opportunities. I'm sure they softened the blow a couple times. They didn't arrest her, Carol. They didn't arrest her. They gave her the opportunity to come forward, and instead she decided to lock her friend up. And yes, Mab, in my opinion, they're absolutely going to do a mental evaluation based on the information that we know about her. All right. Black box on it. Of course they do. They have black boxes, but that's much different than a GPS that tracks exact data, or your phone, or GPS in your phone, or what have you. All right. So the license plate readers is what she was trying to do to throw them off track. All right. On that note, I believe, and I still think there's hope for Melodee Buzzard. Her mom has done this before. I want you guys to know that. She's done this before. She's taken Melodee and moved and got away from the family for years, and this never happened to her. This time, I believe she feels backed in a corner, and she didn't want to give her daughter up to anybody, and in my opinion, she also snapped. So that being said, guys, I obviously pray for her and all the children. Sebastian Rogers is one that's been weighing heavy because I watch it, but I never want to report on it until the right time because I don't want to get caught up in the drama. I want you guys to know that Sebastian is still out there and he hasn't been brought home alive or not. And we need to just focus on him for a day on my channel, and we will do that tomorrow. All right, Husky Lover, I live in Colorado. Wish I was closer. I would go snooping. Yeah, I know a lot of people in Colorado will just say that. Melissa thinks she was sold. Yeah, we just need to find her, bring her home, get her out of danger. And yeah, that's that. If you guys missed anything, go back, rewatch. If you were watching on the vertical, it's also filmed horizontal. So you guys will get used to it if we decide to do it. Mab for Turtle Island tonight. Turtle Island will be on in 1 hour, and everybody is almost off of the island, but Mr. Mab is still there. So go vote for him. And I cannot wait if Turtle Island becomes nice again and we go back to the true crime. I'd be happy to be on there next season. But yeah, it's fun again. I'm sure they're going over all the communications. They'll find out who her contact is there, and I hope so. All right, good luck, Mab. Bring Sebastian home. Mab Turtle Island. Have a good evening. Congratulations to all new members. And thank you to everyone that supports the channel today, yesterday, last week, and tomorrow. Thank you, Simply Felicity. And Donna says Mab is the GOAT. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in California. 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go over the new information in the Sebastian case. And no, it might not be new information from yesterday, but boy, is there new information that was leaked. And I got to go over it with y'all. So thank you guys for being here. If you didn't send me an email, guys, somebody won a Guilty of Crime shirt on Friday, and I didn't get an email. So if you won the Guilty of Crime shirt, please email me. It's guiltyofcrimeby@gmail.com. There's my email. All right. There's also my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, but my email, guiltyofcrimeby@gmail.com. All right. I really want you to get that t-shirt. Foxy says she sent it to me. Okay. Well, guess what, guys? Thank you guys for being here. Love you all. Thanks for the support. I'll see you over on Turtle Island, guys. Mwah. Have a good evening. Thank you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good night. And happy Veterans Day. And thank you for everybody that served, including you, Deb. All right. Good night.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance.
guilty of crime? Are you guilty of crime?